Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life the Mundane and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to tell you 10 things that you should know about the curriculum Purely Preschool. We're going to dig into all the deets. I'm going to share with you guys the stuff of whether you're a beginner or you've been using it for a while that you need to know to make this curriculum successful in your home. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Katie and welcome to Life the Mundane. I am second generation homeschool mom of 6 beautiful kiddos, and on this channel we talk all things resources. I love to share with you resources that are going to help you in your homeschooling and help encourage you in your biblical parenting and how you can utilize those to their fullest potential so that you can make the most of the little moments. The first thing that you should know is that the owner and creator of the curriculum, Rachel from 7 and All, actually created this curriculum originally in Spanish. Her heart and desire as a bilingual family was to help other bilingual families be able to incorporate Spanish literature and different activities with their children in a fun, easy to use manner. But after being bugged to death by her friends, myself being one of them, to please translate it into English because the curriculum was so well made and some of us have nada speaking skills in Spanish, she was super happy to oblige. So she now actually makes the curriculum in both English and Spanish, but Spanish was its original design, not an afterthought. The second thing you should know is that there are different units for this curriculum. There are spring and fall. There's a nighttime one. There's one on food. There's one on transportation. There are so many different units. She is still creating and putting these out, and she's been putting them out at a fantastic speed. But a lot of people question, how many units will there be altogether? The plan is to have 10 units put out on the site with maybe in the future some additional bonus units here or there. This is designed so that you can have a full 1-year school curriculum for your preschooler. It can stretch to be a little bit longer, but we'll talk about that here in just a second. These units are designed roughly to take about a month's worth of time. And so they are divided by topic into 4 subcategories under this larger category. Each topic is supposed to take you roughly around 1 week, but no worries, if you're really enjoying that particular topic, you can sit in that for as long as you want. You could take a couple of weeks to cover it. Or more importantly, if life gets busy and things happen, no problem, you can just extend the lesson and pick up exactly where you left off because it's the most open and go curriculum I have ever seen. She really did design this with the busy homeschool preschool mom in mind. And each unit is purchased separately for less than $5, guys. So what this means is you can kind of purchase them all at once if you want so that you can gather all the books and materials and things, or you can just gather them as you use them. And so this makes it even more affordable because you're not making one large investment all up front for the year, and instead you get to kind of try it out. You get to use it and see how it works for your family. When you finish it, whether it takes you 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks, then you can purchase the next unit. That brings us to tip number 4. They have a free sample unit available on their website. And whether or not you've been using Purely Preschool already, or you are thinking about using it in your homeschool, I recommend you go and grab that sample unit. Because here's the deal. That sample unit is not actually a portion of the curriculum of any of the other units. It's its own standalone 1 week's worth of curriculum. And the reason why I think everybody should go grab this is because the topic is themed around books. And so they're going to give you different activities and different ideas on understanding your kids, understanding the value of books, understanding how to hold a book and how to take care of books. You're going to do some fun activities and reading lessons about libraries. And I really loved getting to do this unit first. It gave me a great idea and feel for the curriculum. It is set up exactly the same way that in one of the full units, but it gives your children and yourself kind of that foundation of understanding the beauty of books and understanding their importance in our lives. The 5th thing that you need to know about this curriculum is that there is actually no formal phonics instruction included in the curriculum. Now, what I mean by this is that there are letters introduced, those sounds are introduced to your child, but this is not meant to be a reading curriculum or pre-reading curriculum. If you feel like your preschooler is ready for something like that, then simply pair this beautifully with your favorite phonics curriculum. However, it's also just designed to get kids to love books, to get those life skills and those pre-reading skills in place before actually starting phonics instruction. So it's up to you whether you want to pair it with it or do it on its own. I do it completely on its own, and then we'll add phonics instruction next year. But because of this, that means there's no sequential order. You can pick and choose which unit you want to start with based on your child's interests. That does bring us to what is actually included. If it doesn't include phonics, what does it include? Well, it includes story time. So you will read 2 books each and every week. Sometimes they'll have an additional bonus book that will be thrown in there as well. You'll read that with your child every single day. And we'll get to that here in just a second. I've got another thing you should know about that. But they'll also have some kind of alphabet activity. Like I said, it's not always introducing a phonics sound, but it's having them do something with their letters, getting them to kind of introduce to those beginning skills. They'll have a talk about it question where you'll discuss things that you read in the book and what your kids think about that. Some early math skills. My personal favorite was when we did the springtime unit and we were learning about chicks and eggs. And so they had us go to the fridge and count how many eggs we had in our fridge. So it's using beginning skills that really connect these pre-math skills with real life. And that's what I absolutely love about this curriculum, is that your kids are going to be able to connect these kind of academic skills to the life they're living, which is going to make it more meaningful and encourage a love for learning in the future. They'll also have a play activity that has to do with whatever lesson they're learning. They'll have some kind of music or poetry element to most lessons. They'll have a science/social studies card that they will go over, and these cards will actually help review a wide range of topics as you go through each unit. They'll have something that will help you work on motor skills and something that will help you work on life skills. Things like pouring water from a pitcher, learning to put away your clothes, helping you unpack and put away groceries in the right spot. There's a health and safety card as well, very similar to the science and social studies card. There's optional Bible verses. This is the only portion of the curriculum which includes any kind of religious content, I guess, so to speak, or at least that I've come across in all the units I've done. So if you are a secular homeschooler and would prefer to remove that, you don't have to do that element. You could still do the full curriculum. We honestly love that. We absolutely adore having that scripture memory in there, and so we enjoy adding that in, but I did want to let you guys know that it is flexible depending on which you and your family prefer. They have a love homework element, which is where your child is going to reach out to other members in their family or friends and do some kind of act of service or something that has to deal with manners and being polite. And then finally, they have some extras that are involved, some extra activities if you want to dig deeper, if you want to take it a step further, that you can do with your child. The 7th thing that you should know is that not only was it designed for the busy homeschool mom in mind, but also the frugal homeschool mom in mind. So the cover is color, and you can print it in black and white very easily. And those cards that I mentioned before, those science cards and health and safety cards, are printed in color. But aside from that, the rest of the curriculum is primarily black and white. Usually per unit, there'll be one art study, so there will be one other additional page that you'll want to print in color so that they can study it. But if you don't have access to a color printer, you can very easily print these things in black and white. You can send out to another company to print just the colored pages. We like to use Family Nest Printing for colored printing. If you need that, I'll drop a link up in the iCards and down in the description below where you can check out the video that I was sharing about them. But you could also just, for artwork pieces, could just pull up that artwork, search the piece of artwork online and pull that picture up for your kids if you would prefer to do that. The 8th thing you need to know is that this curriculum, like I said before, is designed such that you would read the same 2 books each and every day to your kids, and you would have that repetition throughout the week. And then next week you would start 2 new books. Now, for a lot of parents, they roll their eyes and think that's going to get boring or dull, but there actually is a lot of scientific evidence to show that repeating things like that's actually how kids learn. It's not by reading a book just one time and putting it off to the side, but by that repetition. Also, kids do not tire of this easily. They love this repetition. But if you are wondering, how can you make it new and interesting? How can you dive into some of the extra elements? They have actually made a free printable, which I will link down below as well, that you can get that will actually take you through and give you ideas on how you can ask different questions or engage your child differently every single time you're reading the same book. So this is going to give you those really practical ideas of asking, can you find something in this picture that's yellow? Or how do you think that made this person feel? Gives you really, really tangible questions. I've actually printed off this sheet and laminated it. I keep it right near our our school books so that as we're reading, I can reference that. And now it's become so much a part of what I do. I don't even have to look at it anymore. But I really, really, really appreciate having that tool and that resource available so that we can learn how to make it something old a little bit different and look at it from a different angle and expand the learning opportunities. The ninth thing that you need to know is that they have a suggested weekly schedule at the beginning of every single unit. Now, this suggested schedule is very simple and it is the same across the different units, so you don't have to worry about like every month getting into a different routine, but it is just a suggestion. This has been so helpful for me to kind of get an idea of how I can break up the different activities to give me 5 days worth of activities. But you can easily adapt this to be a 4-day or a 3-day school week, or by just even doing it 1 day a week and just having a longer time with your preschoolers. However you want to do it, just remember that this is a tool to help you and not something that should hinder you whatsoever. They do also include book lists that will tell you each book that you're going to need for each of the weeks, as well as maybe some extras if there's anything fun extra that they include. And they have a similar list that will give you supplies. Again, because they wanted to make this as open and go as possible, the supplies that you'll need are very, very limited, but they have listed those out for you in case you would like to prepare in advance. The 10th and final tip is to understand that this curriculum is actually just one of many curriculums created by the company Where'd You Learn That, which Rachel and her family have started. Now, they actually have an amazing Facebook page that a lot of people do not know about, but is a great resource for you to be able to interact with other parents who are working on the same curriculum as you. There are parents who will show their kids doing activities. It's a place where you can ask questions or an activity that you would like to see how others did it. You can post those questions there in the Facebook page. The creator is very involved in that page and she can help answer those questions as well as many other members who are there. I am in that group as well as Rachel, and we would love to see you over there. So be sure again to check that link down in the description so you can join that Facebook page and be able to get all the benefits of learning from other moms. I hope this has been helpful, and if you guys would like to see what a week's worth of lessons looks like, I've done a video showing what a week's worth of lessons look like, and I've also done a video here of just do one lesson with me that kind of shows what one day looks like with my preschoolers. They both use different units, so hopefully there's something there for you to learn from, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!